oh, wait a second, are you sure that you really want to do this? Because, like, we know what's going on. Like, are we trying to rock the boat here? Hello, you beautiful human you. Welcome to our chat today. What are we talking about? Fear of failure. Whether you're contemplating starting a business, whether you've been doing it for a little while, whether you've been doing it for years and years and years. This is something that's going to continue to come up. It's part of the mindfuckery thing that we talk about often. No, it doesn't mean that you say that you're afraid. I'm afraid to start. I'm afraid that it won't work. It's not that you're specifically saying or thinking that you're afraid to do something, because it can show up in all sorts of ways. I can't charge that amount of money for what I offer. I need to use all these fancy words on my about page to show others that I know what I'm talking about. I'm faking it till I make it. I could never do such and such. All that sort of language all revolves around some sort of fear that you hold that's actually holding you back. And this is part of the inner work that when I've talked before about how entrepreneurship is one of the quickest ways to flesh out the inner work that needs to happen. This is part of that. And it causes a lot of mindfuckery, and it causes things like procrastination or holding off until something's perfect, not fully launching until you get everything just so, or until you know it's right. So like we talked about a few weeks ago, one of the ways to dig into that sort of thing is ask yourself 2 questions. Get quiet, like sit yourself either outside in the grass, like get yourself to where you're free of distractions and you're just fully concentrating on these 2 questions that I'm going to ask you. So if you come up against something that is holding you back from actually taking action, especially messy action, then you need to try this. You're going to get curious. You're going to ask yourself, where is that coming from? Whether it's childhood, your upbringing, societal beliefs, religious beliefs, past business adventures. It could be any number of things, but you've got to figure out where it's coming from first. And then you ask yourself, what is it serving you? Oftentimes with stuff that we're talking about today, it's a biological response to keep us safe, because as biological beings, we don't want to get thrown out of the pack. We want to belong, and we don't want to do anything that would disrupt that belonging. However, when you are starting a new business or building a business, doing anything that is not your normal, it causes the nervous system response to kind of flare. Be like, oh, wait a second, are you sure that you really want to do this? Because, like, we know what's going on. Like, we've been fine. We're still alive. We still have friends. We still have family. Like, we're okay. Like, why are we trying to rock the boat here? And so then you get to decide whether it's something that you've been running on autopilot unknowingly or knowingly, and whether or not what it's serving you is actually going to help you move the needle forward in your business and in life, or if it's instead keeping you stagnant and stuck. It's your choice. You get to choose. So once you get situated with all of that, once you ask yourself those questions and get quiet, it could take a few days. It could come immediately. There's no like right or wrong with this sort of thing, but it's always worth getting curious and always worth taking that time to tune within. You don't need somebody else or me or some book to tell you. You know inside if you choose to get quiet and curious about it. And that will always pay off much better than trying to do things the way somebody else tells you to do them, or just squash it down and never understand why your brain is doing this and why your body is pulling you the opposite direction of where you really want to go, because you know you need to do this thing in order to grow and learn and get better. But your body and your brain are like, whoa. So that's how you start moving through that, how you start being able to make different choices for yourself and choose to dip your toe in. And I will tell you, I think I've said this before on another YouTube video, as soon as you decide to start moving differently, the universe or God will give you opportunities to be like, are you really sure? And you have to continue to choose to dip your toe in and continue to choose to try that new way of thinking, that new way of being, that new way of doing things. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect. There will be times where you fall back into old habits, and then it's just about not beating yourself up. You just pick yourself up and you move forward from that point, because looking back at the past or, realizing you just fucked something up isn't going to do you any good unless you take that and learn from it and choose differently this time moving forward. So to bring that kind of full circle, it's just really important to like get curious, and then you start moving differently and you keep practicing. And the funny thing is about things like this is that the quicker that you choose to move differently or behave differently, respond differently, or make decisions, and you learn. So you take messy action, you evaluate, and maybe refine, and then you take more messy action. The quicker that you can complete that cycle, the faster you grow, the faster the needle moves forward, the faster you can gain the information back. Because I believe that there is no such thing as failure. Everything in life is a learning lesson. Yes, some are not as pleasant as others. Some are freaking hard to walk through and you wish you never would have had to. But if you choose to lean in and learn from it, then you can pivot. Then you can change the way you're doing things. Then you can grow and do it differently next time. So that whole thing brings you up farther, faster than if you should just choose to wait for perfect action, or you stay stuck. Or you can stay stuck in your fear of failure, however that's presenting itself and however that's manifesting in your life and in your business. And you get to decide if it's worth it. You can always change your mind. You can try something, and if it doesn't work the way you thought, you can either go back to the way you were doing things, or you can change it and try it a different way. Our brains are really good at telling us that if we choose to do it this way, we can't ever go back. If we choose to do it this way, we can't pivot. If we choose to do this, something horribly dramatic is going to happen to change our lives forever in a not good way. But that same brain also forgets to remind us and say, hey, you know, what if it works? What if this is the chance for me to finally move the needle forward, finally grow in a way that I've been wanting to for so long to reach that goal that I have? What if this is a way that opens doors that I didn't even know were possible, and I get to experience life in a whole new way, or I get to meet new people that I never would have met had I never decided to dip my toe in? So it's up to you. Are you going to choose to sit in your fear of failure? Are you going to choose to continue to put things off? Or are you going to choose to make decisions not haphazardly or without thought, but make decisions in a quicker manner than you have been making them, so that way you can learn faster and get to where you want to be? No one's forcing you to do it. You have to make that choice for yourself. Anyways, it's a short one this week, but I also wanted to mention, because I just posted about it in my school community, Inspire Action. My gut was pulling me towards, hey, you should post a content challenge. So I posted about it yesterday. We're going to start tomorrow. If you are someone that has a hard time making content to post on social medias or here on YouTube, and you're trying to grow your business, you want to get more eyeballs on your landing page and your offer or your school about page, and or just get more followers and views on YouTube and or Instagram, wherever it is that you post, but you either haven't started yet because you've got all of that mindfuckery happening in your brain and all of the fears and what ifs, or if you've started and it's kind of like feast or famine, like you get all of these ideas and all of these inspirational bits that come up and you create them and then you dump them all at once, and then it's, 3 weeks before you post again. Or if you've been posting semi-regularly or on a regular basis, but you just want to increase the amount of times that you post, whether it's daily or twice a day, or maybe you want to go from 3 to 5 times a week, this will be helpful for you. It's going to be easy peasy. I don't do like overcomplicated, really long, drawn out type things because I don't love them for myself. I'm a neurospicy mom of 7, running a business and all of that. Like, if I'm going to attempt to make tweaks, I need things to be short and sweet and be able to take action on them. If you're watching this beyond this week after I post this YouTube video, feel free to come a hop into the space, and there will be a category for challenges in my school group, and you can find the prompts and you can go through the challenge on your own, no problem. So it's over the span of 7 days, but we're only doing 3 posts. 1 on Monday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Friday. So that way, if you have something come up on Wednesday, you can't do it, you can always push it to Thursday. You can't do the one on Monday, you can push it to Tuesday. Like, I specifically curated this group, and what I put into it and what we talk about and the challenges we do and the classroom stuff that I put in there, it's all neurospicy friendly. It's friendly for parents and folks that have a 9-to-5, people that are just getting started, or people that are in the messy middle that want to like up their game for content or anything else. Sorry, neurospicy brain tangent. So 7 days, we're calling it a week challenge, but there's only 3 posts over the 5 to 7 days that we're doing. And by the end, you will have 2 weeks worth of content. Now, is that daily content if you've never created content or you're really haphazard and you're not posting consistently? Probably not, because if you try to go from not posting at all to posting once a day for 2 weeks, that's 14 pieces of content that you need to create. And that may be pushing your growth edges just a little too much. The goal here is to get you into a cadence. And so maybe if you've never posted, or if you post and ghost for weeks and then come back and post, we're probably just going to start out with the goal of getting 3 pieces of content for a week. So that way you've got that. And then by the time we're actually going to create 2 weeks of content complete at the end of 1 week. So that way then by the end of next week, you can start doing the process again and end up with a backlog of content. So that way you're not ever scrambling. You're not worrying about, what am I going to post today? I don't have time to create all of the stuff and get it up. And you can choose to schedule them. You can choose to just set an alarm on your phone. That's what I do. I just set an alarm on my phone in the mornings before my kids wake up, and then I post and go on about my day. So if you want to join in, find a link in my bio. And I think it will probably be in the description of this video too, down below. You can join the space and join us for the challenge and get yourself situated so you have 2 weeks worth of content to post by the end of this week, with just 3 activities spanning over this week. So if it sounds like something you are interested in, check it out. If you have problems or you have questions about joining the group or whatever, leave a comment below. Would also love to hear if you have struggled with the fear of failure, how it's manifested or what that looks like for you when it shows up. When you go, oh, I'm allowing myself to live in the fear of failure instead of living in abundance mindset and or growth mindset. What does that look like for you? How does that manifest? What have you done? What helps you when you get into that mindfuckery spiral to get yourself back out of it so that way you can continue to move forward? Would love to hear that in the comments as well. And that's it. That's enough of my rambling for today. I hope you have a freaking amazing week, and we will see you next time.